Well, we're so glad to be back. This is kind of a special, impromptu, no plans. We the middle of summer, and so we had the idea to go even further behind the Green and Gold podcast. And so we're here in the middle of the summer. Students are gone, but we had the idea to bring back some legends. And the first legend we decided to bring back. And we just want to say welcome back to Behind the Green and Gold podcast. We want to thank Leanne's Fine Jewelers for helping us out. And, you know, we're just going to be relaxed today and just have a conversation with not just what I call a legend from Arkansas Tech, but also he's my friend. So Absolutely. We've had hours of conversations. And there's one thing that you can count on from Don Daly and myself. And I'd like to introduce the Don Daly. Somebody ever call you Junior anymore?
No, not very often. I get caught a lot of things, but not Junior.
Well, we'll get into the fact that he does, I'm sure, get called lots of things. He has to just kind of put all that out. But we're here with Don Daly, and we're Behind the Green and Gold. We want to thank Leanne's Fine Jewelers for sponsoring this and helping us promote this. So we had the idea to, during the summer when the students, athletes are gone, is to bring in some former athletes. Is that, I don't know, former athlete is the right way.
Well, yeah. I mean, probably in our peak, I guess you could say former in the peak.
But I always say, not that I'm calling you a has-been, but I always say it's better to be a has-been than a never was.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. I want to tell you, I thank you for allowing me to come. I mean, this is fun. This is going to be special. Whitt does a tremendous job. I know he doesn't like being talked about himself much, but I'm going to brag on him. I mean, he's came in 10 months and has changed the vibe of Arkansas Tech.
I appreciate that.
And being in the community, lifelong resident of the community, connected to the community, the word's out. I mean, Tech is moving the right direction, and Whitt, I think you have a lot to do with that as far as the atmospheres when you come to the games and the environment. Things are changing. They're moving the right way.
I appreciate
thank you.
That. I'm loving it. Clip that, by the way. I'm loving it. I was telling you as we were walking over, there is a lot of hours and it's a lot of time, but man, it still doesn't even feel like a job yet. So I love it, and I appreciate that. All right, let's get into it.
Isn't that amazing when you do something you love, it doesn't feel like work?
100%.
You know, you wake up ready to go.
I would hate to
it's crazy.
Be in one of those jobs where, you know, when the alarm goes off, you're like, oh, not again, not again. That would have to be a miserable life. And there's a lot of people that do that. So you and I both are lucky in that aspect.
Very blessed,
so,
very blessed.
Let's get into it. 1986 graduate, right?
Graduate, Russellville
High School, 1986 graduate. Yeah. But going back a year before that, 1985, the one and only state championship in Russellville High School basketball.
Absolutely.
History.
Very proud of
and
that.
You were a junior on that team, state champion.
Very proud.
Coach Marty Barnes.
Yes, sir.
Talk a little bit about Marty Barnes.
Coach Barnes is kind of like a lot of very high successful coaches. They're misunderstood a lot. Coach Barnes would run through a brick wall for us. People don't realize because he was very very loud, boisterous, kind of a John Calipari showman type.
Yeah.
To where he didn't let a lot of people in until you got into that inner circle, and then he would put the guard down, and you got to see the kind of person he was. That's Coach Barnes, and he was a little different in high school because high school sports is a lot different than college. Because once you go into college sports, it's a job.
Yeah.
It's a job. And you're there. They're paying for your schooling. They're paying for your food, your housing. You've got to perform. It's a job.
Yeah, so and you mentioned on the being loud, and I think you with athletes, you have to earn the right to be loud. And 100%. It's the work that you put in before that. If you're if that's all you ever are, then it falls on deaf ears.
Absolutely. So, unbelievable.
And so then when he does get after it, you're like, oh, yeah, it's time to get serious. And he's doing it because he cares. So
100%. 100%.
I mean, he has over 600 wins. He's one of the most successful basketball coaches of all time. So.
One thing that Coach Barnes that I would take from I know we're probably jumping ahead just a second, but you're probably going to ask me about what I took from success from Arkansas Tech is the ability to walk through those challenges and coming out on the other side. and he prepared us for that. I mean, you had to take care of the details. So when the light shined bright, we could perform.
That's right.
And even if we failed, we learned something from it and we moved on. It just didn't tuck your head and here we go, where woe is me. We moved on to the next. And that's one thing about what he did with his style of coaching. Either you loved it or you hated it. I mean, there was no in between. Right. But I'd tell you, it's over 90, high 90s that everybody that played for him probably loved what he did.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where my dad, his famous quote to me was, You may hate me now, but you're going to love me tomorrow.
100%.
And so
I love that.
That's one of those situations where in that moment you may walk around like, I can't believe that guy. But then
I cussed him and hated him and called him everything under the sun.
That's right.
Private,
that's right.
But, you know.
That's right. But then when it came time, you would have done anything for him.
I'd walk right through a wall for him,
all the difference.
No doubt.
So, yeah, so graduated high school in 1986. Coach's kid.
Coach's kid. Very contrasting style of coaching between my dad and Coach Barnes.
Yeah.
I've got to insert this. My dad is getting inducted into the Arkansas Coaches Hall of Fame.
Well deserved.
July 17th.
Well deserved.
We are so happy for him. And
for those of you who don't know, Don Daly Sr., 36 years as a coach.
Absolutely. One King Cotton.
King Cotton back in the day.
King Cotton.
Legend. Absolute legend.
He's one heck of a coach, but he was the kind that was a lot more quieter, a lot more meek. The biggest thing he would yell at officials is blow your whistle. That was what he was known for. Just blow your whistle.
Well, and I was talking to Coach Fimple, who's our going into his first year as our Golden Suns basketball coach. He told me of something very interesting. 8 of the girls on the roster are coaches' kids.
Oh, wow.
So 8 of the 15 they have on the roster coming in are coaches' kids. So, I mean, that's going to be interesting to watch that.
Well, you never left the game. It was with you 24/7.
That's right.
So when I played for Coach Barnes, come home, I'd get coaching from Dad before I drove. Right. You get it on the way to home, leaving home. I mean, it was with you all the time.
And it's not armchair coaching. I mean, it's real coaching. Like I got coached by my dad too, but it was a totally different situation when you come in and say, listen, that screen that you set at the top of the key and you didn't fight there. I mean, that's real coaching that you're getting there. So
which has helped me further in my career by being a coach's son, and we can talk about that a little later.
Yeah. Well, graduated high school 86. So during that time, Russellville High School. What was the recruitment process for you coming out of high school?
So we didn't have NIL back then. No NIL money or anything. So there was no pot of gold waiting on me or anything.
That's right.
I actually was recruited by LSU, Dale Brown. Got 3 or 4 letters from him. I was a shooting guard.
Which 6'4" shooting guard is, I mean,
and
most of the time around here in high school, you're 6'4", you're going to be the post. So
absolutely. So I could handle the ball.
Yeah.
I could shoot it. I could pass. I was, as Whitt said, I was fundamentally sound. So I was a coach's son.
Yeah.
And so it paid to it helped. And so Dale Brown recruited me, which was great. Got some letters, talked to him. And guess what? The year I graduated in 86, Dale Brown and the LSU Tigers went to the Final Four. Well, at that point in time, they could get anybody they wanted.
That's right.
And I was a little lower on the totem pole. And so didn't happen. They also had a transition going on at Tech. Coach Widener had just stepped into that role as the Tech coach. He was from Morrilton. He knew Dad, knew Marty, this and that. But I'd kind of put my eggs all in one basket and was really focused on possibly doing the LSU route. Didn't happen. And so ended up getting to go to a Division II school called Oklahoma Wesleyan University.
In Bartlesville, Oklahoma.
Bartlesville.
Which you touched on something I want to talk about. You said you put all your eggs in one basket. For those out there that are listening and watching the recruiting process, you always have a front runner.
Always.
You always have a favorite.
Always.
And then sometimes your mind would let you go say, I'm not even going to take any more visits.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to talk to anybody else. Yeah. And meanwhile, they're having other people come in and visit. They're having other people sign. And those spots are filling up all because you were putting all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah, you just run out of spots.
That's right.
And that's what I was told by Henderson State, Ouachita, other places, and even actually Coach Widener says, "None spots are filled. You can come on as a walk-on. back then, I mean, I was a coach's son. It costs money to go to school.
Yeah.
Back then,
Yeah.
I mean, money, a lot, well, it costs now, but it was expensive. And so I had to go somewhere where I could get my school
So would
paid.
your advice to be to keep that open mindset,
Always.
go as many visits as you can,
Wide open.
keep those
it wide
relationships. Yeah.
open. Wide open. Go and look, see what's out there. Don't be closed-minded, because it's amazing when you go somewhere what you might have thought, what you've read on social media, you've talked to people, you go there and experience it, it's completely opposite.
Sure.
So keep that mind
Sure.
open.
Well, and you were all state in high school,
Yeah.
state champion. Y'all, I was looking up that game, March 9th, 1985. Y'all won the state championship.
Yep.
The final score was 49-44
How about that? How about
for a
that?
high school state championship game.
How about that?
That's like a first half.
That's a defensive
That
battle
is exactly
right.
right. When I looked
Defensive
at that,
battle.
I thought that can't be right. But
No, that's right.
That's awesome. So, Bartlesville, Oklahoma. I have to say, I've never been there. It doesn't sound
Phillips 66. Everyone's probably heard of Phillips
Yes,
66, gas stations, petroleum. That's what that is. That's that town.
There's
And
probably
it
not a
was-
whole lot there. Is there a whole lot there?
No. Well, actually, the semi-pro, which before the like the ABA league, before the G League, which all you folks or younger folks would know and stuff. They had an ABA team called the 76 or the 66ers.
That's right. That's right.
And
I think
so
I've heard of that. Yeah.
it got bigger and grew, but it was just an old town. That's all it was. It was just an old town.
So, how much different was that transition from high school to college?
You know, that transition is huge. And it's not just
A lot of
huge
people don't realize that.
from an athlete.
Yeah.
It's huge from academic. It's huge personally. It's huge just you don't have your mom making sure you're up at the crack of dawn, breakfast waiting for you in the morning, or dad or whoever there. I mean, you're on your own. It's the first taste of, here I am, the real world. Let's figure it out.
What was your moment where you're like, oh wait, this is not what I'm used to. This is not high school anymore.
More on idle time is whenever I had, because as an athlete, your days are pretty well planned. I mean, you're early in the morning at the gym, lifting weights, working out. You've got study hall, you've got classes, practice, all that. So most of that, we were so busy. But the idle time to where you just sit in your dorm room, you're looking at four walls that were 12 by 12, and you're like, wow, I'm here. What do we do now?
That's right.
And I guess taking care of homework, making sure you met all your commitments, because there was nobody telling you until you failed that you didn't take care of that commitment.
Yeah,
So-
and you're 4 hours from home now.
Oh, 4.5.
Yeah. And so I think it's different if you're living in the same town, because mom's kind of still keeping an eye on you, dad's still keeping an eye on, but you were
Absolutely
4 hours away and first time away, and you have to balance basketball and school and all that stuff. So
Yes.
how was the competition your first practice? Were you
being the new kid on the block.
Yeah.
You're a freshman, you come in, you think about it, Whitt mentioned all-state success. So I was a big fish in a little pond.
right?
And now I became a small fish in a bigger pond, but yet still had that same edge to me. And I guarantee you, some of those seniors and juniors, they brought me down to earth.
Oh, sure.
Sure. Hey, this is our school right now. You haven't earned the right yet. And so you had to go in. So I advise you, when you go into new places and you're starting as that freshman, go in with your head down and let your abilities speak for itself.
Work hard.
Don't run at the mouth.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. And then after 2 years at Oklahoma Wesleyan, you transferred back home.
Back here.
Talk about that thought process and that decision that came in.
Had two really good, successful years. Freshman year was rocky because I was still trying to find my way and footing. Played probably half the games, wasn't a starter. Sophomore year, became a starter. We had some postseason success, got to go out. Coach Barnes had always kept in touch, and this. And so when he got the job, he knew I could fill the role for players of what he's looking for. Smart, that could run the game, do what he asked, he could get in the hold of us, and nobody gonna say, we could
Right.
we could handle his style.
Well, and that's something I almost talked about it earlier, but I wanted to wait for you to do that big reveal. Coach Widener was here
Yes,
for just a short time.
very short, very short.
And the next hire they made was Marty Barnes.
Night and day
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
in styles.
And so come 1989,
I believe that's right.
1989,
88, 89. I can't remember.
for those that are just watching, this listening, you can't see, but this is a picture of the 1989 Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys, and they are number 40, sitting right in the middle. I'm going to hand this to you so you can sign this for me to put in my office.
Oh my goodness.
Number 40.
That's pretty good there.
Was there
well,
any,
that's a few years back,
and,
wasn't
and
it?
you were dead center right there with the
Yep.
biggest smile on your face. So
Yeah, glad to be home. Glad to be home.
1989. That's when the Michigan Wolverines won the national championship, and their shorts went down past. Did y'all wear those big baggy shorts back then?
No, ours were a little bigger because we all fussed about it. But they, as you can see on the end of this picture, I'm looking. They're still pretty short right there.
Yeah.
Some of them.
They're not John Stockton short or Larry Bird
not
short.
At
But.
all. Not at all.
So 89, you come back. Talk about that coming home.
Well, when Coach Barnes reached out through Dad, at that point in time, recruiting was done a little different.
Yeah.
So they couldn't really reach out to us directly.
Everything was done.
And all that. And so word is, hey, if you want to come back and play at home, doors always open, and that starts playing on your mind a little bit because you're still up there. I worked in the summers up there. So it was really starting to like, boy, it'd be nice to get home. My best buddy of all times I played high school with, he and I were both juniors, Gray Townsend. He was already here at Tech. Widener recruited him. He came in, had the red shirt, I believe, and did some stuff. But he played with some legends here at Tech. Those first few years.
But Gray was a 3-point assassin, wasn't he?
He was All-American here at Tech. I mean, this guy was an incredible shot. But he came. He really could tell you some freshman stories about Tim Harden and a lot of the legends too that they came through Tech. But he was here playing. We talked, and it was just like, we got a chance maybe. I only had a couple years of eligibility, and because you have to come back then, even transferring back, I had to set out a year. So in 88, I set out that one section, and then I was able in 89. It was just it was something I wanted to do. Kind of a bucket list type deal.
Sure.
I wanted to come back and play for Tech.
Well,
I grew up watching Tech, knew Tech.
Grew up watching Tech. Now your high school coach is here. Your best friend is playing here. I mean, that's a no-brainer. And so you get in here and you get hurt.
Got hurt. Yeah, got hurt. We Tech now has a wonderful, beautiful hardwood floor. Unbelievable. Which back then, Tucker Coliseum was a state-of-the-art facility for any, especially Division II, NAIA, Division II college. Beautiful facility, but it had the old school tartan floor.
I can't believe
floor.
I can't believe they ever
Quarter-inch
in the history
of rubber or less poured on solid concrete.
It's crazy that that was ever a thing.
And it was a thing.
Yeah.
It was even
everywhere.
Conway had
everywhere.
it, Ferris Center, and it was just. I mean, we pounded, and people that never got to witness Coach Barnes's practice, we knew every step in Tucker Coliseum.
Yeah.
We had we knew every number of how many steps were in there. We but back then that was 88, right? We're talking about. He kind of talked about the fad of baggy shorts and all that. Well, also the big fad was aerobics hit America. And at 4:30 in the morning, Coach Barnes thought it'd be a great idea to come from Brown Dorm as a group. We'd walk over here, skip right past the breakfast hall, go right to Tucker, and we did aerobics at 4:30 a.m. in the morning, 3 days a week. How about that?
I would be interesting to see anybody try to get these athletes to do that
today.
Yeah, it's a different world.
We did it, and I think really, I mean, I love Coach Barnes, and he knows it. But I think all the multiple pounding led to a stress fracture in my shin, and which just got continuous worse because only way you can heal a stress fracture is stay off of it.
Yeah,
Time and stay off and got hurt.
Well, so then your college career's done.
Pretty much, yep.
And I know probably like everybody in the world at 22 years old, you think, well, what's next? But you know what? I did a little research on you. And I wanted to read this part here. Your dad was a coach. You snuck into the next, kind of fell into the next aspect of your life, which has really been what's kind of made you and defined you.
Absolutely.
Really.
Absolutely.
And it was all because of an accident.
Accident, no doubt.
So the story goes, your dad, you show up to watch your dad coach a game.
Yep.
And one of the referees doesn't show up.
Yep. Winter storm deal. It was over during the winter part.
And you're 20, how old are you at this time?
I'd have been 22, 23-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And so your dad says, just like I'm a preacher's kid, whenever there's something that needs to be done, they're like, get over here and do that. So your dad's like, Don, go ref this game. And what I thought was interesting is the guy you were reffing with was like, hang on a minute. This kid's got something.
Yep.
And he came to you and said, would you want to do this a little more? Who was that?
Jim Lewis.
Jim Lewis. So we have Jim Lewis to thank for this entire journey.
Absolutely. Clarksville, Arkansas.
That's right.
Good guy. He was actually an insurance agent at I believe he's in the Arkansas Activities Officials Hall of Fame here in the state. And just a guy that didn't know me. He actually refereed me.
Yeah.
Ray and stuff. He refereed Russellville games and state tournaments. And, I mean, he looked at me and he goes, you ready for this? And I went, nope. He goes, you got it. He said, just trust your instincts. He said, be a basketball player.
That's right.
And blow your whistle when you see something not right.
That's
and I was like, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You know?
I can do this.
The problem I didn't understand was my mom was in the crowd. And she, I told Dad he had to have a long talk with Mom before the game started, that she better not yell one time at me because we would have a problem.
And did she yell one time?
She didn't say one word.
That's funny.
It's the quietest she's ever been.
Yeah, so the story goes that you attended a Russellville High School basketball game, so it all started here.
Yep.
With Don Daly Sr., who was coaching the Cyclones. One of the officials failed to show for the junior varsity game, and Don Sr. asked his son to fill in. The lead official liked what he saw and asked Don Jr., I love how they keep saying Don Jr. there, if he'd be interested in becoming a referee. And here's what's crazy to me when I was looking at this stuff. 1 year spent officiating high school.
1 year.
1 year straight to Division II. And the third year, you're refereeing Division I basketball.
Blessed. That's all
I mean, that is blessed. But that
very
just
fortunate. Very
that
fortunate.
goes to show
very fortunate
that you had what it takes.
Yeah,
to be able to make that kind of jump. That's just incredible.
With the biggest thing I can tell people, and I get the privilege of training and teaching and giving back to officials now, take advantage of the moments when they're given to you. Take advantage of it. Walk through the door. If they're standing there saying, come in, and it's something you want, be willing to step out in there and try it. And try. Because that's what I did. I mean, I was thrown in way before I should have been thrown in. But they saw something.
Right.
They saw something that thought he can handle it, get him with the right people. And I'll never forget that first game. I was at Baylor, my first Division I game at Baylor with a guy named John Higgins, which is a big-time Final Four official for many years. Now he's a supervisor in the Pac-12 and the Big 12 and other things. And I ended up working many games with him. He told me, he goes, you ready for this? And I looked at him and I said, I got no idea what to expect. And we walked in, and I mean, it's nothing like high school. It's nothing like small college. These coaches come at you.
It's crazy.
And so it's a communication thing. And that's one thing probably prepared me more than anything. One, as a coach's son, my mom was a kindergarten teacher. Just all the trials and tribulations is I can talk. You realize that?
Yeah.
I can talk. And so I was able to use the gift I was given to communicate, and I think that's helped me in my career.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it helps you diffuse the situations, and it puts a personal face to it. But you made a mention that, they threw you in the deep end.
Yes.
But the truth is, if you couldn't swim, you would have drowned.
Well, that's
great.
I appreciate that.
You got to be able to, once you get there, you can fake it till you make it, but eventually you got to make it.
You got to make it.
So
you got to make it. 27 years later.
27 years later, president of the Southeastern Conference Officials Association.
Correct.
I mean, that's pretty big. You're Southeastern Conference and
Big 10, Big 12, ACC. Most of your Power Fives.
How many games do you do a year?
Typically, 80 to 85 games a year.
We were talking about that earlier about the number of miles on them legs and feet.
Yes.
Just for 27 years, 85 games a year. I mean, that's more steps in a year than a marathon runner probably runs. I mean, it's just, and you've had some great success. We're not here to. I don't want people to think I brought you here to toot your own horn, but I just want you to talk about some of the accolades and the big games that you've done. You've done Sweet 16s, the NCAA tournament. What all have you done?
I appreciate that, Whitt. I hate talking about that. But,
right.
But what I found is people like to hear, especially with referees. Most people either love referees or hate referees. Only if their team's winning, they love them.
That's
if their
right.
team's
That's
losing,
right.
they hate them.
That's right.
And people, I get this all the time. I mean, I go into Chick-fil-A here in town or go into Leanne's Fine Jewelry downtown because I do business with them.
Yeah.
My wife loves that store. But
yes.
Go in and you may run into somebody and says, "Hey, you're that guy."
Yeah.
And you look at them like, "What?" "Well, you're the referee we see on TV. Da da da." "Well, you could do this better,
That's right.
better." Everybody has
That's
an
right.
opinion about referees, but one thing as far as things that I've got to do is I'm a country boy from Russellville, Arkansas. I've been in pretty much every state of the union. I've been in a few different countries, been outside the country, been to work some big time basketball. The NCAA tournament is probably the Mecca.
Right.
That's kind of where if you work the NCAA tournament, because there's only 100 officials chosen for the NCAA tournament. 100. Then you work 2 rounds. After that, it falls to 32 officials.
Wow.
And then after that, it falls to 9 for the Final Four.
Yeah.
Plus 1, which is a standby, which makes it 10 officials. Well, for 20 consecutive years, I've worked the NCAA tournament. So
That's
I've been
amazing.
in the top 100 for
That's
18
cool.
years. For the last 20. For the last 18 years, I've been in that round of I've been in the top 32 officials in the country for the last 18 years consecutively.
Crazy. That's awesome.
Which I don't say that to be boastful. I say that just shows consistency.
Sure.
And that's what my goal is when I walk out onto the floor, I want each coach, regardless if they're home or on the road, and usually it's the road coach, the visitor coach, that looks over there and looks at it and goes, "Oh, Don's in the game. I got a chance."
Yeah.
That's all I want, because now it becomes an equality thing, and I want them to think they've got a chance to win on the road.
Well, and you touched on it, and if you're an avid sports fan, every game you lose, it's going to be somebody else's fault but your team's fault.
Right.
And
Right.
the easiest target is that referee.
Absolutely.
And so you're sitting on the couch at home and you're like, "That's not a foul." So I mean, people have probably said the most horrible, awful things to you.
100%.
You just have to let it go in one ear and out the other. I mean,
Yeah, I tell when I'm training and talking to young officials and even first, second year officials in the SEC, the biggest thing you have to – it took me 7 years to become a good official. My first 7 years, I wasn't very good. I mean, I could do things, but I let things bother me.
Right.
Just like you're talking about the small talk, the chatter. We really didn't have social media at that time. I don't have social media to this day because I don't want to know what's
That's right.
been said.
That's right.
I've got you to take care of my back.
And
Whitt
I have
takes
done
my
that.
back on
I have
that.
done
No
that
question, he has. But you have to learn to listen. And I think this is a great learning lesson for people in college coming up and even in adulthood. Listen to the message, not how they're delivering the message.
Sure. Oh, that's good.
And
That's good.
as an official, you have to listen to the message because in the heat of the game, they're delivering it really high pitched, very loud, in your face,
Some
colorful
words in
spit
there.
flying
Yeah.
words put together that I've never heard strung together before in my life. But you have to listen to the message because what they're trying to tell you is they're fighting for their team.
Right.
And so when you go through some of that and you figure that out, and I even simplified one more thing, is now I can't get away with it because it's too high profile. You're on TV. You're the crew chief with the headphones on your
Right.
head, and people
Right.
see your face. The announcers are calling you by name.
They
so
do
you
that a
can't
lot
hide.
now. Yeah.
But for these young ones starting out, they're yelling at that striped shirt you have
That's
on.
right. That's right.
You take that striped shirt off, they don't know you.
Yeah.
You put the striped shirt on, you're the referee, you're
That's
the bad
right.
guy. So think of it from that standpoint.
Oh yeah, now I mean, like every time you go over to the table for a review, the camera's right on your face, and they call out your name. There's Don Daly, and everybody says. So has been times in airports and
Guys,
stuff.
It's you have to be thick-skinned
Yeah.
because when you're on job, it's one thing. I can handle all that, but I mean, I even go to my everyday Lowe's store here in town, or anywhere in here. Arkansas, but Russellville, we're Arkansas Tech fans.
Yeah.
But the state of Arkansas is Arkansas Razorback
Yeah,
fans. And that's just the way we were born. I think
That's
you
right.
come out of the birth
right.
and that's what they said,
That's right.
type deal.
I agree.
And so everybody has an opinion. So I can go anywhere and hey, you that guy, you're that referee. And sometimes it's positive and sometimes it's negative, and you just have to let it flow. But you were asking about a game, and I got to bring this up. Was it this year? When was the double overtime? Yeah, it was this past year. It was Arkansas played Alabama, double overtime.
One of the best games I've seen.
Acuff had over 50 points.
Yeah.
It was an instant classic.
Yeah.
I had two Hall of Fame coaches, two of the best coaches in the country, not just in the SEC. With Oates and Calipari, and I was the crew chief, and it was a hard, tremendous fought game. Both teams had opportunity to win and do.
Great game.
But you know what? Arkansas lost. I got a lot of hate over that deal. That's okay. But we weren't the deciding factor of that game.
Sure.
And as referee, that's all we want is
That's
not
right.
to be the deciding
That's
factor.
right.
But
Well, and it would have to be a very egregious game for it come down to actually be the referee.
absolutely.
So,
So my biggest point is here, be nice to referees. We're normal human beings. We put on pants, shorts, just like everybody else does.
Yeah.
We have a family. We care. We care about the job we do, but we don't care about who wins or loses.
right. And
We
you
really
won't last
don't.
long if you do.
We
so,
really don't. And we don't bet on games. So
well, and that's another thing is I'm sure there's so much scrutiny on that. And because the betting thing has become so much more prominent now, easier, it's at the tip of your
huge.
fingers. But
it's huge.
you're not allowed to tell anybody where you're going to be.
Right.
Like,
They will not publish for any game, days of games in the NCAA, SEC, anything until 90 minutes before game time.
Right.
And that all has to do with betting.
that's crazy, isn't it?
Because there actually are betting lines and betting information out there about each and every one of us referees. They know tendencies. They know how many fouls are called for the home team compared to the visiting team, how many free throws they shoot, how many they don't. I mean, it's crazy
And there's
what
probably
betting is done.
There's probably prop bets now that say
There are.
how many fouls are going to be called or who's going to be reffing this game or
How
whatever.
about a prop bet on who's going to get the tip?
That's
from the jump?
crazy.
I mean, instantaneous type stuff. It's scary, and that's part of the reason why I try to go under
absolutely.
the radar.
That's right.
Less is more.
So you have been recognized. It's probably one of those situations like you see somebody and you go, I know that guy.
Yes.
It's like seeing your UPS driver at Walmart or something where he's not wearing the brown. He's like, I know that guy.
My wife says it's scary. We were in Orange Beach, Alabama, just on vacation, and we went into a little dive bar area, Jesse's, I don't know, but just we're on vacation in the middle of the summer. We're on vacation. We're up there eating, having a couple drinks, just deal, and this man comes walking up from behind me and his whole family. I mean, it was just like this shadow just comes up behind. Stacy looks, because I could see her looking behind me with this wide look, and I thought, uh-oh, something's wrong. I'm getting ready to prepare myself for something. And this man goes, "Hey, Don, you're Don Daly. Okay, I want you to meet my family." Oh. Stacy's like, "Who are you?" And so come to find out, he's one of the big boosters for Auburn that sits right across this what we call Gucci row, which is on the first row,
right.
High dollar seats across from the benches. And he knew my name. He knew her name.
Oh, goodness.
He knew all kinds. I mean, it was amazing, but he was really cool about it. He was like, "I know you guys have a hard job, this and that." He goes, "But I want you to meet my family and stuff." So you never know when people are going to recognize him.
That's true. That's crazy.
And Stacy hates it. My wife hates it. She hates it.
That's kind of not her things.
Yeah, she's
not
like
into that.
I always tease her nowadays. I say, "Babe, you're learning how to live with a celebrity. It'll be okay." And I get whacked every time.
That's right. So. You're kind of infamous to some people. So. I do want to say that one of the greatest things I found out is that you actually gave Bobby Knight a technical. I thought that was a great.
I have. Bobby Knight's the only coach that ripped my pants. Did you know that story?
No.
So real quick, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, double overtime, working with two major, huge officials way back. I was the rookie. We're in double overtime. Coach Knight, if people don't realize, Coach Knight's like 6'6". He's a big man, 230, 40 pounds, big man. Just when he stands up, his presence, he just dwarfs you. You just like, oh gosh, don't move right.
Right.
Well, he always wanted to be at the free throw line extended. And if you stood there, you needed to move. Not that he needed to move. Yeah. Coach, this is my spot. I'm on the floor. Right. You moved. Well, this time we had a play, and he wanted to make a point with me. So we wear the old Sansa belt, polyester type pants, black. Well, he stuck his pointer finger in my back pocket and kind of pulled me towards him. So he walks up on my back because he wanted to make sure, as he was telling me in colorful language about how this game's been going. And so he made this but I didn't know he had his finger in my back pocket. Well, a shot was taken, long rebound, a quick tip out. So now we got to run the other way. Well, I dropped step to take off running. And when I did, his old finger was in my back pocket, ripped my pants all the way down to my knee. Oh, good thing I was wearing tights. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And he stopped. I stopped, turned around, looked at him. He went and sat down, never said another word.
I wonder if we can find that on YouTube somewhere.
He was unbelievable.
I'm going to look that up.
Unbelievable.
So you talked about Gray.
Yeah.
I talked to Gray. I got some good stories.
This
here.
ought to be interesting.
He did say that in junior high, you and him were in his dad's choir class.
Yes, we were.
And his dad asked you to not sing and just mouth the words.
That would be a true statement. That would be a true statement. We were here at Arkansas Tech University for a choir competition. And as we're coming off the bus, Mr. T said, "Hey, Donnie, at that point in time in my life, Donnie, it's okay if you would just lip sync, mouth the words. It'll give us a chance to get a 1. And I was like, absolutely. I was a team player. I was like,
that's right.
Well, later I told Gray about it, and it kind of hurt my feelings. Mr. T still laughs about it.
Gray said, as a referee, and these are his words, you always know the players that have the ability to cause some trouble on the court and mess up a game. In high school, our senior year, Don was that guy that all the referees knew they had to watch. And now Don is a referee.
Yeah.
So are you getting payback a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, you're getting 27 years of payback. I think it's time.
Absolutely.
During your senior year, there was a few games that you had dealt with illness, and Coach Barnes and Dave Faulkner. Gray said that you had been sick, and so they kept you on the bench. In one game, you just decided you're going to check yourself in.
I did.
And you just walked right past both coaches, walked to the scores table and checked in, and he said they didn't even say anything.
Not a word.
Maybe they were so impressed that you had so much guts to do that.
Well, my teammate was kept making a mistake, this or that. I don't remember exactly, but it was probably not my most shining moment. But I checked right in. They're like, "What's going on?" And I went. Here I go.
Grace said that you were a little upset that your senior year he got more shot attempts than you did, but then he said it was probably because he was dating the point guard's sister.
That is a true statement.
Which, in my experience, would have been that I didn't get more shot attempts. You think he would have kept the ball away from him.
He was scared of Grace. So
that's right.
Yeah. No, those are all true stories. And you know, you bring Gray Townsend up. That's a tremendous wonder boy right there. When I say wonder boy, Arkansas Tech wonder boy. He's somebody y'all are going to need to talk to because he is a tremendous guy. And I've got to teach him how to referee a little bit.
Oh, that's cool.
He started under Mar Tulich and does a great job. He just picked it up later in life.
Yeah.
Type deal.
So he said Don is a big-time NCAA referee, one of the best in the country.
Boy, that's nice.
Very well respected by his peers and many of the top names in college coaching. He also spends a lot of time giving back to the profession. Throughout the offseason, he'll be instructing at camps, working with younger officials to make them better. Many young officials look up to Don. ATU should be proud to have him as an alumni. And that being said, the last 2 days, you've been working camp in Bentonville.
Yeah, we've had some teaching and training moments up in North Little Rock, Benton, all around, just trying to teach high school. And we had young high school potential referees, men and women, from Louisiana, Texas, Missouri, and Arkansas. Oh, and Tennessee. Hear about this camp that we have, and it's called Perspective. And I think the name even says something about it. We want to teach young officials, men, women, it doesn't matter, about the game. We want to teach them how to deal with conflict and give them tools to deal with conflict, because in this day and time, you know, the world we live in right now, Whitt, everybody's not real happy.
That's right.
There's a lot of unhappiness, uneasiness out there. And so sports used to be the getaway. You could go and have a sports, go to the games and enjoy and do. And now, I hate to say it, you're worried about a fight breaking out, gunshots being fired. I mean, there's just too much orneriness out there right now. And so we're short on officials. And we
and also we've touched on it, just the nonstop just the whole time you're out there, people are just
and social media.
And then like you said, social media, they'll tweet. If you have social media, they'll tweet right at you and put your ad, dox you or whatever. And so people are crazy.
So he's using words dox. I don't even know what that means, but he's right. I mean, it's and that's what I hear from these young folk. And so they've gotten word because we teach that. We don't just teach them how to blow a whistle and what's a foul. We try to teach them how to deal with everyday life. And a lot of time it translates over to their work and other things.
So. Oh, it'll translate over in every part of their life. There's no way you're ever going to get upset that your order's wrong or somebody is mean to you at the gas station or something if you learn how to deal with that. Yeah. So I spoke with KB too.
Oh, gosh. You're bringing out all the guns.
I know it. He said Don Daly, and this is almost like I'm going to read all this stuff at your funeral one day, too, so just remember that.
Hopefully that's a long time.
Long time. Don Daly is not only one of the best in the business, he's the best at making everyone else around him better. One of the best teachers in the game and the most passionate. He's the most respected official by his coordinators, peers, and coaches across the country, and that's a rarity in this business.
Boy.
Then I spoke to Robert Burris.
Oh, goodness.
And he said between the two of you, you have plenty of stories.
Yeah, oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
And he said, but just ask Don about a game with Robert and Mickey Parrish at the University of Ozarks versus Austin College.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you remember about that game?
Well,
what year do you think that was?
Oh, gosh. That would have probably been 90.
Early in for you, huh?
Yeah, like 91, 2, maybe, because 90 is when I got my first Division I game, started Division I. So I would say, because I worked a few more high school stuff, I don't know. It's had to be in the early 90s.
So this game in particular, both teams are fighting for
playoff rights.
Win
Absolutely.
and in.
Win and
losing,
in.
you're out.
Yep.
And it's in Clarksville.
Johnny Jones used to be the Russellville High School athletic director before he retired. He started off coaching, but then went into the athletic position.
Robert said it was an absolute packed house.
Packed house, hanging from the rafters, screaming bloody murder, all kinds of fun.
And everything was pretty easy until about 6 seconds left in the game.
Oh, yeah, went well. Everything was going well.
What do you remember about that last 6 seconds?
Well, people ask, there was a whistle that went off. The whistle just blew.
You don't even know whose whistle it was.
Well, I do. Is
that when you started doing the gum thing at that?
That's exactly when I started doing the gum thing. So my whistle went off at the wrong time. Should have never gone off.
6 seconds, tie ball game.
Called an inadvertent whistle.
Winner goes to the playoffs, loser goes home. And some guy blew a whistle and ruined the whole thing. I'm sure if you've ever been cussed out, you were cussed out that day in that Christian college right there.
No doubt. So I got to share this story though. Robert is hilarious. Robert is a communicator. He is tremendous. He's one of the guys that probably should have had and could have had and would have had a tremendous Division I career. But circumstances, life, things couldn't work out just right, and he never did at the Division I. But he came probably one of the most elite Division II officials we've got in the country. Yeah, he's tremendous. And so he's a communicator. So my whistle goes off. Things stop because whenever a referee blows a whistle, things just freeze. Everybody's like,
especially in that tense of a moment.
Bated breath. Yeah. Now, we brought the attention down to zero, and all's on us. I look right at Robert. Let me give you the positions. When my whistle goes off, I'm on the bench side of the court. So I'm standing in front of the Austin College visiting coaches team, but we're on bench side. I blow the whistle, and all of a sudden it was an aha moment. Like, what did I just do? I looked at Robert.
Every eye is right on you, too.
I looked at Robert. I said, Robert, come here. Well, you would think being a great partner, what would they do? They would come and kind of console you. Let's talk about it. He looked me dead in the eye and goes, shakes me off. I said, Robert, come here. He shakes me off.
It's like, I'm not walking over there.
He's like, And so I start walking to him. I get right up to him. Robert, I'm 6'5". Robert's barely 6 foot, so not a big, tall fella.
Yeah.
I kind of look down at him. And I'll never forget these words. I'm surprised he didn't tell you. I looked right at him and I said, what do you got? He goes,
right here.
He wrote it down. Okay.
What do you got? And
what do you got?
He said, I looked at him and said, what do I got?
He goes, it was your whistle.
I got nothing, buddy. This one's on you.
I said, well, Robert, just tell me, where was the ball? He goes, well, Austin College has it on the block, about to shoot a layup as it goes in and your whistle goes off.
To win the game.
To win the game. And I go, no, Robert, that's not the answer. So I turn around. So I didn't like what Robert told me. I turn around. I go get Mickey Parrish. I bring Mickey up. I said, Mickey, where was the ball when my whistle went off? He goes, Austin College is making a layup to win the game. I said, guys. I said, my fault. I said, I'll handle it from here. And we did. We escaped it.
Well, and the great thing is, after 3 overtimes, Austin College did go ahead and win the game.
They did.
So the old phrase, the ball don't lie. I mean, that kind of came through on that one.
So let me give you a caveat. You mentioned how I got started with a guy named Jim Lewis. Mm-hmm. Okay. From Clarksville, I told you.
Right.
Guess who's in the stands?
Oh, gosh.
My man, Jim Lewis.
And he
is an advocate and so proud of me every time they mention college, his chest, So he's in there with some of his buddies in high school, and he didn't hear real well. And so this place was loud and bumping, and he turned to his buddy and said, what just happened? And his buddies looked at Jim and said, Jim, your boy just had an inadvertent whistle. Jim says, no, not Don. And then they figured out, Jim come to me and just hugged me, and he goes, welcome to the club. We all have one.
Oh, man.
So ain't that small where he found
That's
me? And then
right.
he sees my biggest mistake
That's
probably
right.
I've ever made in officiating, and it was there too. So
But he wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So
that's right. That's right.
So, man, this has been.
You got any more surprises?
No,
you want to
no.
give me here?
Come on
this deal?
in. No,
I mean,
this has been great. We could sit and do this all day long, but we end every podcast with what we call the final 10.
oh, I saw that. That's
And
hard.
and we want to go ahead and thank you for tuning in. This is going to be on all our platforms: Apple Podcast, Spotify. It's going to be on YouTube. We want to give a special thanks to Leanne's Fine Jewelry for sponsoring our podcast, Behind the Green and Gold. So we're going to end with the.
Can I say something
Yes,
real
sir.
quick on that? Because of social media and the job I do with being an active SEC official, I wouldn't be comfortable giving you my personal information out. But if there's somebody watching this or multiple people that want to get into refereeing,
They can contact me.
just contact Whitt because he can get me and we can help you, because going into it blind, you won't survive. You've got to go into it with some help and with some mentor, somebody that can help you, because we need officials. The game needs officials. High school kids need officials, because we're getting to a point in the state of Arkansas that there might be games played without fans because it's gotten so rough. I mean, there was a deal up in England, Arkansas, where they had that brawl.
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
And they're talking about playing games with no fans. Well, they're also talking about having to play games because of the shortage of officials. They can't have JV games because they don't have enough officials. So I'm asking, we'll help you.
Reach out to
If you're
me.
interesting, we'd love to have you. We need officials.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I love it. I love it. It's for the procurement of the game to make it better. So,
Absolutely.
what is one word that best described you as an athlete?
Competitive.
And has that changed?
No.
You and your brother on the golf
Oh,
course.
gosh. Yeah, we go at it. Yeah, competitive.
And now as a ref, you're competing against yourself to be better every time. I mean, it's one
That's
of those-
exactly what it is. It's not competitive against my other officials. It's competitive against the tape. It's competitive
right.
against TV. It's competitive to make the right call at the right time.
As an athlete, what motivated you to work hard when no one was watching?
To be the best. I use that word, to be the best. It's to fine tune.
But there's
it's
nothing-
to be the best in your craft.
There's nothing wrong with saying I want to be the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we've lost that.
That's a great point. We have to be careful with words we use now, but I'm like Whitt. Let's just be the best.
Be the best.
Be the
yeah.
best you can be.
What part of the sport did you love the most?
Well, the easy word is games,
Yeah.
because that's when you got to shine and
That's
bright.
right.
But actually, probably the quiet times with your brothers. You know,
That's been
after
a
the
theme.
games,
That's been a theme.
quiet time with your brothers, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
With your brothers that we had to go through.
That's been a theme even with the current athletes. They always said, is what that's the thing that I'll miss the most.
Oh,
is
you
those
do.
things.
You do miss it.
So, what is something about being a college athlete that people never fully see or understand?
The toll it takes on you from the 4:30 in the morning aerobic classes,
right.
from all the other stuff, to be able to present your craft and your toolages at game day. People never
Right.
get to see any of that.
No.
And I tell you, that's something
don't understand that.
they don't understand. That's the thing. They just don't understand.
What moment in your career made you feel the most alive? And that could go all the way back to Pee Wee.
Probably hitting a game-winning free throws, on the line. Everything comes to a boil, and now you put all the hard work together, the thousands and thousands of free throws you shot, and you're able to hit that shot in a finals of a state, or in a semifinal of a state tournament that takes you to the championship game in '85 that we won. I was able to.
That would do it. What moment was the toughest to go through? Was it the injury? Probably
Injuries.
Yeah.
Injuries. Yeah, injuries.
I can
Because
imagine.
injuries are something that we don't see coming. It happens, but it is. It's the fight after. You got two choices: give up,
Yeah,
or get well,
yeah,
and get better and move on.
Yeah.
Figure out a way that you can move on, and it may not be the same path
yeah.
that you're on.
Right.
It may have to be a different path.
Right.
Just like the injury with basketball, I gave up. I mean, I couldn't play anymore, but it changed my path into refereeing.
Right.
So,
Who had the biggest impact on you as an athlete at Arkansas Tech?
the obvious would be Coach Barnes. what he had. But there's also Dr. Moore that had passed away. He was an econ teacher here.
Yeah.
And I think I wrote, there was something in the, I was fortunate enough to be in the Hall of Distinction here at Tech.
Saw that.
And so in that induction, I brought his name up, Joe Moore. And, he was probably, when I walked in his class, I thought he was the most egotistical. I hated this guy. He was going to flunk me out. I mean, but it just took a little time. And he taught me how to take some controversy and turn it into something good off the court. So he was one.
That's awesome.
Along with Coach Barnes.
What is a lesson from your playing days that shows up in your life today?
Don't give up.
You said, that's amazing.
Don't give up.
If you could go back and tell your younger self one thing before arriving at Arkansas Tech and before playing here, what would it be?
We kind of touched on it. In recruitment, like you said, be open to the big picture.
Yeah.
Don't shut anything off.
Great
Go
advice.
in with your mind wide open and just see what's out there.
Yeah.
And then make a decision on what you got to do because you're young. You guys, time. Time is our friend right here.
I love it.
Your friend.
So the last one is when people hear your name connected to Arkansas Tech University, what do you hope they say and what do you hope they remember?
Good person. Probably good person.
And you are. You're. There's a quote by John F. Kennedy. He said, "I would rather my family think I'm a good person than the world to think I'm a great man."
Yeah.
And you are both a great man and a good person.
Well, I appreciate that.
And I think just the way that you carry yourself is class, and I appreciate you. And you are a good person.
Well, I appreciate that, Whitt.
Stacy, on the other hand, the jury's still out on that.
Hey, it takes a great person to marry a great person.
That's
so
right.
You got to find her. So you
Don,
got to find her. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate that very
much. It's been amazing.
This has been good.
Thank you for tuning in Behind the Green and Gold. This has been one of my favorites with one of my favorite people. So
I appreciate it.
Thanks for always supporting us. Thank you.
Go Wonder Boys.
Go Wonder Boys.